People go to zoos to get a glimpse of wild animals from around the world up close. But the Toronto Zoo has a new exhibit. It's about to open. The animals aren't really live, but they do move. Does that sound wrong? Well, here's a sneak peek at something the zoo is calling Dinosaurs Alive. The Toronto Zoo is welcoming some new animals this summer, but they aren't like the ones in the rest of the zoo.
It's 16 animatronic realistic dinosaurs that are life-size, that move and roar, and as we expect that they did when they roamed the Earth, 165 million years ago.
The lifelike robots are part of a temporary exhibit called Dinosaurs Alive, on display till Thanksgiving. It's already making a big impression on zoo visitors.
I like how they make noises and move.
You can read in books whatever you want about these dinosaurs. Never do you imagine when we're together the sheer size when you actually come in. I mean, that's really impressive.
There are fossils here too, and a chance to read about recent dinosaur discoveries in China. But everybody's favorite is hard to miss.
The T-Rex.
T-Rex? Yeah. The T-Rex, when you get to control them, it's so cool. Yeah, you get to control all these dinosaurs, and we would like to come back here sometime again.
One of the big attractions is that kids can use simple buttons to program the dinosaurs, even the T-Rex, to move. Each one can move its head, its tail, its claws. Some even blink their eyes, thanks to some creative use of automotive parts. But getting this exhibit in place in time was a big challenge. The dinosaurs were custom built for the zoo in China, and an exhibit this big was hard to pack up. The answer was to cut the dinosaurs into pieces in China and put them back together on site. It takes a large team of artisans from China 2 full weeks to put everything back together. These fossils are replicas, but they're still delicate. They have to be unpacked very carefully and then mounted onto custom-built metal frames. The animatronic dinosaurs are even harder to set up. Some are damaged in shipping, and it takes a repairman who can double as a gymnast to get these motors into working order. The heads and legs also have to be reattached seamlessly. That's harder than it sounds. Repairing the seams takes skill and patience. The dinosaurs are built over steel skeletons, but their outer skin is made of high-density foam. Back in China, artists used knives and heated tools to give the foam a realistic skin-like texture. Then they coated the foam with a thin layer of nylon cloth and silicon sealant to toughen it up. Here in Canada, the same artisans have to be on hand to repair their work. Each seam must be glued and then sewn together by hand. The final touch-up with a new layer of nylon and some paint will follow when everything's dry. While the foam gets some final artistic adjustments, other workers put together the electronics, including tiny MP3 players loaded with prehistoric roars. When everything's done, visitors to this preview seem impressed. The sounds, accurate or not, give a realistic feel to the exhibit. Maybe even too real for some.
Oh, not that scary, but maybe for little kids it might. Too loud. It might be too loud.
But for most of the families here today, it looks like Dinosaurs Alive is going to be a giant hit.